Hello everybody, welcome back. Sorry, let's start again. Oh my god. Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Ray. So I have a very important question for you. I have the answer, but I'd just like you to consider it for a moment. And the question is, if there's one thing that you could do today that would change your life for the better, what would that be? Just take a moment. Now, I guarantee that the majority of you, if you've taken the time to consider this question, would have gone straight into your thoughts. You'd start to think about it. What could that be? And you'd start to reflect and sort of flick through and to project. But very few of you would have come into your body to feel that question, to be present with it and how it feels in the body. Because we're not taught to do this. We're not taught to access everything that is going on in our bodies. And I can guarantee you, this is through personal experience and exploring this potential for over 10 years, that the answer to everything you're looking for, and I mean everything, is found within the body. That's not to say that the mind and the intellect isn't important, but we've given so much importance to the mind that we've forgotten what the body knows, what the body's communicating. We don't know how to decipher what we're feeling, if we're feeling at all, because we're so used to being in our heads. And we're taught to do that from a very early age. When we arrive, we're very much in our bodies. It's about being in the body because we haven't yet thought to think. We haven't yet learned how to think. And we do that as a natural progression of our personal development, of our development, early child development. But as soon as we start interacting with our parents, we start to be influenced. And unless your parents taught you how to access all the wisdom that is held within what you feel, and we feel through the body, we experience life through our senses, our physical senses, our sight, our smell, our touch, what we hear. And all of this is processed through the body. Through the brain, yes, but through the nervous system. And the nervous system reaches out into every single part of your body, every cell, to the toes, to the fingertips, into the organs, into the tissues. But we've learnt to process all of this information that we receive through the senses through a very limited part of our being, and that's through what we think. And we're taught to do this in school, and we're taught to be very rational and process and results oriented, and to achieve and to be productive and to be very limited in what it is to be a human being, to be in the body. There are many reasons that we stop being in the body. Sometimes I talk a lot about stress. It's because we feel it's very uncomfortable. It's not a safe place to be in the body. We we start to dissociate. We start to be out of the body because it doesn't feel safe. It feels deeply uncomfortable. And we learn to suppress what we feel. And what we feel is just full of information. Emotions are just information about what we feel. And we stop accessing that information because we stop being in the body and we start living from here. It's such a limited place to be. Once we come back to the body and we are in the body, and that's what I teach in the Alchemy of Stress, and it's how I've learned to live, accessing so much information. As I say in this channel title heading, it is a pathway back to self as we learn to be in the body where we can heal. We heal when we're in the body, and it's a simple being present in the body, being able to understand what it is the body's communicating in feelings, what we're processing through the senses. And what we tend to do, just as we answer a question, is we go straight to the mind. What is that? What is that symptom? What is that question all about? What is my purpose? Why am I suffering? Why isn't this working? What will I choose? And it tends to be a very rational thought process. And that is a limited experience, because it's usually limited by what we've experienced before, what we think we know, and it's limited by fear of the unknown, of making a wrong choice, or not tapping into that incredible wealth of information through what we're feeling. And what we're feeling is really about who we are fundamentally. It's our essential self. And we lose that. We lose that when we start to live from the head, or we start to dissociate because it feels so uncomfortable or not safe to be in the body, or not safe to be who we are. So the moment, this is the answer to the question, people. The one thing you could do today that would change your life for the better is to be in your body, to be embodied, to live from this space. And as you do that, as you learn to do that, not only will you learn how to heal, how to respond to what you're feeling in presence, how to respond to what you're feeling in what you choose, what you say yes to, what you say no to. You will access so much information, because the body really acts as an antenna for information which is held in energy. It's constantly taking in information from the external through the senses. It's constantly processing information that's coming in through your thought processes. And it's creating sensations that are feelings, giving you information about your experience. And if we're not in the body, we're missing all that. We're missing all that information. And at the same time, we're not really feeling our way through life. And that way we're not flowing through life. We're living in that kind of linear space. And as soon as I do that, there's all this space around it, all that fullness of life that we're not accessing. And so what I would recommend that you start doing today, right now, is to come into your body, to be in your body, to start feeling. And if you're healing, yes, that can be uncomfortable. It can be an uncomfortable place to start, but it is essential, because that's what's going to allow you to heal. As you start to feel, as you start to respond to what you feel, respond to what your body's communicating, to be present, to be that embodied presence, it's going to change everything. And it's going to do more than that. It's going to give you access to who you are, that essence, that uniqueness of who you are, because that is about how you feel. And only you can know how you feel. It's not somebody else to tell you how you feel. And the more that you live by that and follow that feeling, rather than that rational, this is what we normally do, or this is what I think I should do, and instead we're coming into, I feel this. I will follow this feeling. I'll say yes to this, no to that. I'll rest when I need to. I'll take action when I feel inspired to, called to. I will make choices in alignment with what I feel, and therefore, who I am. And we've lost that. We've lost that art of living in the body, from the body, in flow with what we feel. And I guarantee you, if you start to do this today, you will change your life in so many positive ways. It is life-changing. And in that way, we start to live a fullness. And we're starting to access more than that limitation of the mind. We're starting to bring everything back into balance. Mind, the body, the heart, the intellect, what we feel, what we know. And the more we start to do this, we can decipher what all of this means personally. And through that, we start to access fulfillment, health, wealth in all its senses, not just the monetary kind, we start to access life, the fullness of life, through what we feel, through what the body's communicating. It is a beautiful place to be. I highly recommend it. And I'm going to be exploring this on my other channel as well. How to access creativity, how to access pleasure, and not just the sensual kind, but what pleases you as we follow what we feel called to, and to trust what we feel, and to live from that place so that we can live in a fulfilling way and a full way. Okay, so perhaps that resonates. It is where I started my healing journey. It's what I teach and share in the 6-week Alchemy of Stress, and it's what I continue to explore in my life. A full embodied presence, a living, fully connected to what I feel. I'm following that feeling. Okay, so as always, I hope that helped. Please do write your comments, share your comments below, your experiences, your stories, and I look forward to seeing you in the next post.